Hi, this is George Durkee, the National Park Service GIS, and we're working with the NAPSG Foundation on crowdsourcing disaster images, in this case for Hurricane Irma. We did this for Hurricane Harvey, and this will probably be set up for future uh, incidents and disasters. And the idea is to collect damage photos of the affected area and post them post them by location on a crowdsourced map. So we ask for the public's help and also GIS specialists who are comfortable, even though this is a pretty easy app to use. And if you're in the affected area and if you can safely take photos, then we encourage you to do so and to set your cell phones to geolocate the image, and that way you can just drag it straight into the photo and into the app, and it'll locate. So you can see what we've done here is we've been tracking Irma since it was in the Caribbean, and have put in photos for British Virgin Islands and all the affected places as it moved along. And the photos are on the right. And so what we're looking for are disaster-specific photos, less of the weather unless it's somehow illustrative of the type of damage being done. And this is so FEMA and other response teams can get an idea of where the damage is, where they should be sending assessment teams, and so on. And so a lot of the stuff we're getting from social media. So for instance, I've been using Twitter, and I did a search for Hurricane Irma Tampa Bay because we wanted to increase the number of photos from the west side of Florida. We had Miami pretty well covered, so we wanted where the hurricane was most intense. So anyway, I scroll down, and here's a pretty good wind damage to an apartment building identified as a 10-story senior living center near Tampa Bay. Now, unfortunately, that's not quite a good enough, localized enough location. So can we narrow that down? And so here you're getting to triage. How much time do you have? How much time can we spend on a representative photo? Perhaps there's better photos out there that you can identify more quickly. But in any event, I went with this one. And when I listen to it, it's just music in the background of this particular one. So I tried to see if I could find the original. It's identified as World News Tonight. So I found, as luck would have it, the original with a reporter actually talking on camera, and she identified it as Winter Haven Apartments. And then if you listen to the end, she says Winter Haven Manor. And so that's in Winter Haven, about 40 miles from Tampa. So we've got a good location, but still not exact. So then I looked up Winter Haven Manor on Google and found Winter Haven Manor Apartments and an exact address. So I took captured a still of the imagery, and unfortunately I'm using the same app to capture a still as to do a video, and they both don't work at the same time. But in any event, so I captured the still as a JPEG, gave it the file format 2017-0911, and then Winter Haven, Florida, and then I identified this as a video. So even though it's a still, we want to say that the link will go to a video. Now, a lot of your images will be too small, and the minimum size on any size for the app, the photo crowdsourcing app, is 700 pixels. So what you almost always have to do is increase the size. So I drag it into, in this case, paint, and go to resize. And since I've already resized this was actually the smallest side was about 550. So then I crossed that out and upped it to 701 and then saved it as that. And so now we go to the app and we go to add photo and sign in my case with ArcGIS, and I'm already signed in. And then we just add the photo to that. Drag and drop, and there you are. And we'll put video : damage to apartments, Winter Haven, Florida. And the location is from the, where to go? So it's 140 Avenue Southwest, and we'll get an exact, so 140 Avenue Southwest, Winter Haven. Uh-oh, crisis. Let's go back here. 140, oh, Avenue A, Southwest, okay. 140 Avenue A. Let's see if that helps. Yes, it does. And so then that locates it exactly on the map. And then we enter a description, and I'd put the date first, 2017-09-11, and then just copy and paste here. And then a link to the video itself. Enter that, and there you go. Accept terms and submit. And there you are. So we've located it, and amongst other damage photos, so for Tampa there, and we've actually added a new area, which is pretty good. We want a range of where the damage is. So avoid photos of, for instance, extreme weather. We want specific damage for this stuff. So I think that about covers it. If you're, I'll put a link in the YouTube description of where you can access the photo map, and also a set of instructions, the written instructions that go with this video. But mainly, pretty basic. Look for damaged photos or videos, and representative, and post them as near as you can. Sometimes there's not much else, and so if it's a small town, you can post a individual photo that shows, I don't know, the waterfront or something like that, but that's kind of identifiable even if you don't know the exact location. Okay, thanks a lot, and if you have questions, we'll include an address to contact us. And do everything safely. Remember Dorothy and Toto. Thanks a lot.